When I slap a snapshot of Spidey's mug in your face, whose voice pops into your head? Keaton? Lowenthal? Or if you live in an elderly home, Souls? Spider-Man's vocal history is more tangled than Doc Ock's tentacles, with some performances that withstand the test of time, and others are straight up doo-doo water.
Look, I'm a screw-up, okay?
You think?
With Josh Keaton reprising his role as the spectacular Agent Spider, it got me thinking about what makes a memorable Spidey vocal performance. So in this video, I'm going to rank the best and the worst Spidey voice actors. I'm only going to cover the Spidey voices that stood out to me the most, so if I missed your favorite VA, let me know in the comments, and if you're enjoying this video, please hit that subscribe button.
I'm going to die!
Okay, seriously, whose idea was to let Mike Vaughn make Spidey sound like this?
And I have a crazy idea that might save us. I'm going to Rikers prison to get a mad scientist to make a bomb to destroy the Sin Things without hurting any of the people.
With some better direction, I can see it working for Ultimate Spider-Man or even Spectacular, but why the fuck would you take the darkest Spider-Man stories in video game and make him sound like a dork?
Yes, Kevin?
So what you're saying is, you're a dork?
It's like hearing a kazoo solo at a symphony orchestra. A lot of the time it ruins the immersion and dampens the dramatic scenes of the game.
Are you okay? I told you to lay off.
You think Vaughn would change it up a bit when donning the black suit, as he drops the friendly neighborhood aspect and becomes more serious. In reality, he sounds like your childhood buddy who discovered eyeliner in My Chemical Romance.
You're so scared, buddy. You're so phantom tag.
It was disheartening because the voiceover Vaughn does in the trailer was perfect. It was low and somber, which made the concept of a more serious, darker Spidey game feel more authentic. The goal of the trailer was to catch fans off guard with the tone of this game, and for the most part, it worked. But when it came time for the actual game, the execution was not there. Vaughn stumbles with his lines, couldn't express genuine emotion, and worst of all, just felt so annoying. I hate to be so negative with this one, because there's a reason they casted him to play Spidey in the first place, as well as his appearance in other Spidey games, but overall, it just felt like a wasted potential.
They love me.
Let's set the standard, shall we, with Josh Keaton, arguably one of the most recognizable Spidey VAs. First debuting as the Webhead in 2008, and man, he just nails it. He's slipping around, slinging webs, cracking jokes like a spider can. But bam, he then hits you with that Peter Parker charm. Real down-to-earth kind of guy you just want to root for.
Maybe as people we should do the same.
Thought you said this stuff was boring.
I love that he's not overtly nerdy as other adaptations of Peter are. It's amazing to hear Peter start the series a bit more shrill, but as he grows confidence by being Spider-Man, and in turn is more confident for being Peter. Keaton's performance is a buy one, get one free as he nails both sides of the character.
Spider-Man's no magic wand, but thanks to the webhead, Kurt's cured, and Billy gets his father back. So what if nobody threw a parade? Spidey stays because Spidey's needed.
Swinging right over to Video Game Town, Keaton slaps on the spandex as the Ultimate Spider-Man in Shattered Dimensions and the Amazing Spider-Man in Edge of Time. I honestly think Keaton is a better Ultimate Spidey than Shawn Marquette, who plays Ultimate Spidey in the game. Keaton and Marquette deliver the same punk-nosed kid performance, but I think Keaton just makes it a bit more bearable, and you'll understand why later in this video. However, Keaton switches gears in Edge of Time as he hits us with some serious drama that would make the Spidey of 1602 quiver in his boots, which really shows off the range of Keaton.
What's important is not standing by and allowing someone to suffer or die because you do nothing. If you don't get that, then you don't get the first thing about being Spider-Man.
It was a total curveball when Josh Keaton popped up in Invincible. Though he couldn't give that classic Spidey performance because of the mouse, but like a cool breeze on a hot day, it's a refreshing twist. As Keaton brought this whole new flavor to the character, mixing Spidey's snappy comebacks with something like Tony Stark's been there, done that attitude, and now I just want more.
I'm going to die!
We all love our sweet baby boy Toby. With his heartfelt sonnets and tear-jerking confessions, he's changed the game for being Spider-Man. But I will say, he is a dog shit voice actor.
I lost my purse on one of the rooftops around
On
here.
a different rooftop?
Yes.
Different from this one?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Toby reprises his role in those Raimi movie tie-in games, and you kind of get more of the Toby you know from the movies, but man, the emotion just doesn't quite hit its mark this time. He can't hide behind those soft boy expressions, and it's kind of like he's phoning it in, reading lines off a grocery list or something.
Go around taking things that don't belong to you. What kind of example does it set for impressionable youngsters out there?
I get it, voice acting ain't easy, but some of these lines, especially in Spider-Man 3, are just god-awful.
Peter, what's gotten into you lately?
Nothing that's stopping your gums from flapping wouldn't solve.
I thought Topher Grace was bad. It's like Toby's there, but he's not really there, you know? Feeling like he's clocking in and out, doing the bare minimum like it's a 9-to-5 job. Sure, Toby's Spider-Man isn't all sunshine and rainbows, but in the movies, you still feel that thrill and cheekiness in his voice. The game, not so much. I'll give him this though. Coming back to do the voice acting for the games adds a touch of authenticity, so he's not the worst of the worst.
They love me.
What can I say about Yuri Lowenthal? Basic? Overhyped? Underperforming? Like, man can't even win Best Voice Actor at the Game Awards. How do you expect him to be an S tier? Why am I lying to myself? I'm a Yuri fanboy through and through, even outside of Spider-Man. Similar to Christopher Daniel Barnes, he is a very well-rounded voice for Spidey. Where Barnes channels more of that mature Spidey's voice, Lowenthal focuses on the youthful side, while still exuding a more well-seasoned veteran Spider-Man.
Honestly, I'm kind of relieved. Yeah, I've got a lot going on, you know.
Where Lowenthal thrives is in those slower-paced cutscenes. Removed from any quips or gags, he pulls emotion from the scripts that makes being Peter Parker just as important as being Spider-Man. I understand the criticisms of his performance in Spider-Man 2. Certain scenes felt like his lines were jarring and out of pocket, especially during his transformation from normal Peter to bully Lowenthal, but I feel like that's more of a testament to how the game felt rushed in general. He is my default voice for video game Spidey, and not only because of the Insomniac games, but the memorable roles in Spider-Man Unlimited, the mobile game, and Marvel's Midnight Suns. I'm currently playing Midnight Suns again, and honestly, I am so grateful for his voice acting in the game, because Peter is hard to look at sometimes.
I'm going to die!
Shawn Marquette in Ultimate Spider-Man is a toughie. This guy really nails the vibe of a whiny Spider-Man, sometimes too well.
I need it.
It's not done.
Give it back.
What I'm trying to say is his voice is fucking annoying. I'm sitting there waiting for his balls to drop, pause, so my ears could get some relief. Now I get it. I'm getting all wishy-washy with my feelings here. When we talk about a coming-of-age tale like Ultimate Spider-Man, yeah, Marquette kind of fits the bill. Peter's got his journey ahead, tons to learn, thrown into a super serious world with everyone and their grandmas trying to shape him. But, come on, did he have to be so whiny?
What is this? What's going on?
Nothing that concerns you.
My bruised ribs beg to differ.
Some lines just come off so over the top, it's like dishing out a ham sandwiches over here, ruining that Peter charm. I gotta give credit where credit's due though. Marquette's voice does mesh pretty darn well with the rest of the crew, especially alongside Daniel Capero's Eddie Brock, a real big bro vibe for young Peter. My brain's all over the place with this one, but I just felt like it needs a bit more oomph, a bit more finesse to really hit that sweet Spidey vocal spot.
They love me.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, pulls off the vibe of a worn out, broke boy quite like Jake Johnson. I mean, when I first heard that he was gonna be voicing Spidey, I was skeptical. I was like, really? Nick from New Girl as Spidey?
Do my berries make you hungry?
Jake Johnson embodies our beloved gloomy neighborhood Spider-Man like no other.
A drone flew into my face. I buried Aunt May. My wife and I split up, but I handled it like a champion.
The introduction scene of Peter B. Parker in Spider-Verse sets the stage, showcasing Johnson's vocals as he kicks off, all chipper and upbeat, only to slump down into a pit of despair as a broken Spidey we all know and love. It's honestly a performance I've never seen before, subverting from the typical optimistic and chipper attitude of the webhead. It's like you can hear how the weight of great power and great responsibility has morphed into a heavy burden on his shoulders. But hey, amidst all the darkness, that classic Spidey charm still peeks through. Sure, Jake Johnson's vocal range might not be sending shockwaves through Hollywood, cause let's be real, he often just gets pegged as the sad, tired dude in most of his gigs. But when I think about Peter B. Parker, man, I just know exactly how he's gonna sound. There ain't nobody out there quite like him, putting off that mix of weariness and wit with such finesse, putting his own iconic mark on the webhead.
I'm going to die!
Robbie Dameron is a dollar store Drake Bell, changed my mind. I mean, it doesn't help that Spider-Man 2017 rushed out only a year after the cancellation of Ultimate Spider-Man, with a level of writing that made my 8th grade fan fiction feel like an Oscar-level film.
Just like the one on my box of Avengers Instant Oatmeal!
I wasn't the biggest fan of Drake Bell's performance at first, but looking back on it, I realized it fit well into the Ultimate Spider-Man universe with this quirky fourth wall breaking Peter. It made the performance stand out against the pack, where Dameron blends into the background just like the art style of that show. Nothing stands out or pops, he sounds like he just showed up to cash in a paycheck. And when he does stand out, it sounds like a pompous douche who loves to laugh at his own jokes.
Fan of the new look, are you? Give it some time, it grows on you, like a pimple. Oh wait, I used that one already.
He's slightly better as Spider-Man in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, as he doesn't try to be this relatable teen as hard, but it just comes off more uncanny than anything.
They love me.
Up next, we got the true king, the original beast of the Spider-Man voices, the legend himself, Christopher Daniel Barnes. You, me, and everyone in their 20s knows this guy was the default voice for the 90s Spider-Man, baby.
It's Spider-Man.
What? Spider-Man? Where?
Even today, CDB is still setting that bar sky high with that voice game of his. He's got that youthful, energetic Spidey pep, like he's fresh out of high school, but then bam, he hits you with the wisdom of the wise, web-slinging sage. And you know what really seals the deal? You know what really does it? In the animated series, he's got that edge. He dishes out as much shit as he takes, really the sassiest of all Spider-Men.
It's set to detonate in 1 hour.
Hey, don't look at me. Maybe you didn't deliver his paper this morning.
Can't you pry this thing off?
You want a trial separation already. I understand, but I'm hurt.
Here's the wacky part, right? My man Chris never actually voiced Spider-Man in any video games. Nah, they had him playing like 2099, Spider-Man Noir, even flipping around and playing Electro. What? That's like only letting Michael Jordan play horse, but not letting him play in the NBA.
Can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
No matter what though, Christopher Daniel Barnes has secured his spot as the most recognizable Spider-Man voice out there. The guy's a legend.
I'm going to die!
If you didn't know, but in 2005, Marvel had a gritty fighting game that made its most iconic characters say fuck, including your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, played by Alistair Abel.
We call that a web-slinging ass-kicking.
Who I believe doesn't know Spidey is from New York City. I mean, Spidey doesn't typically sound like he eats cutlets and wears tracksuits, but he has that stand-up New Yorker attitude. Abel sounds like he's a frat boy from the Midwest.
Ouch! You're gonna feel that in the morning.
The whole tone of Marvel Nemesis is like a teenage boy's wet dream with edgy dialogue and some questionable costume designs. Spidey already feels out of place in the game, and strange vocal directions only adds to the weirdness.
They love me.
If comic book Peter Parker could choose his voice, I think he'd go with Ray Romano. Reno Romano. I know them are some fighting words, cause why not Keaton, Lowenthal, or Barnes? That's because I think he's the perfect balance between all three of those guys. He's got the youthful, energetic quips, but when the going gets tough, he gets going with a mature, refined, serious tone.
Great. As usual, something goes wrong, and look who everybody blames.
Meanwhile, John Jameson's alone in a spaceship with two of the meanest psychos this side of Vlad the Impaler.
The emotional range is A1 sauce, as both of ends of the Spidey spectrum is dynamic. I think what Romano does the best is supplement his supporting cast. Whether he's riffing with Deron Norris as Venom or taking on the villains of Counter-Earth as Spider-Man Unlimited, man does not miss.
There he is, officers! The man behind the Science Expo heist! Shoot him now! Shoot him!
JJ, you are out of the wheel! I mean it this time!
My first exposure to Romano was in Spider-Man 2000 on the PS1, a game where animations have aged like stale cheese, but somehow doesn't lose any of its charm thanks to engaging voice acting. In my opinion, Romano is the most underappreciated Spidey voice actor and deserves to be in the Hall of Fame of Spidey VAs. So there were some of the most standout Spidey voice actors for me, for better or for worse. For the most part, Spidey has a lot more good voice actors than bad ones, and it was a blast dissecting what separates the best from the good. Do you agree with my list? And which actor do you think would make a great Spider-Man? Chris Pratt, perhaps? Okay. I can't say that with a straight face. Comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching the video, and until next time, smooth winds and safe travels.